right, from our grid. And but whenever there's a big problem, the forward thinkers, the people that are thinking ahead, come up with a solution. So we're in that category for people that are thinking forward, right? The gentleman we're going to bring on, Tony Pedroza, he's the business development manager for our new partnership with Ecoflow. Now, Ecoflow, and Tony can tell you a little bit about them, is going to be that company alongside with Think Energy, that an energy well, that's going to close the gap. It's going to close the gap. Now, listen, for years and years, solar has been an additive. The wind, right, has been an additive. But they're great tools, but yet they're intermediate. They're intermittent. They can only go so far. If the sun's not shining, we're not producing. If the wind's not blowing, we're not producing, right? So we're in a real special place. And Tony Pedroza is the guy that runs the country for Ecoflow. He's the business development manager. Tony, are you out there? If you are, can you unmute yourself, brother?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Big John?
Tony, I want to thank you first and foremost for how you're supporting our field. You're a guy that always answers your phone, always has the answers. And when I first met you out in Dallas, I was speaking with your vice president, Mr. Nick Chen, and he introduced us. And from that point on, you've been nothing but a blessing to each and every one of our advisors that are looking for help and solutions. Can you mute that, Julius, please? Can we mute that, please?
Yeah.
All right, great. We have to unmute Tony. So I want to thank you for hopping on, and we're going to throw some questions at you, Tone. But at first, can you tell us who you are, what you do with EcoFlow, and why you're so excited about this merger with Think Energy in our field?
Absolutely. Thank you for the incredible intro. That was Oscar worthy, my friend.
You deserve
Yeah,
it, brother.
it's Tony Pedroza, a business development manager with Ecoflow. I've been in this green space for 20 years. Not many of us have been around from the beginning of this thing, especially in the battery space. My first battery company was Segway. It was a pogo stick with wheels. At its core, it was a battery company. Yes, it was a transportation tool, but it was nickel metal hydride, the beginning of the beginnings, and it was one of the first companies to bring lithium to the US. I've done utility grade and utility scale solar production and battery production, military, and then the resi space, where I've been for the last roughly 7 years. I helped bring one of the largest and most successful battery companies into the resi space and was very happy there. Thought I was going to retire from that company until Ecoflow came knocking and showed me what they had. There is no point in trying to compete with something you know you can't beat. This is the best product that I have seen in the space, and it's going to absolutely crush everybody that's in the industry. 5 months later, we have a conversation with Michael at RE Plus in Vegas. A week after that, we're in China designing the product. A couple weeks after that, we're signing agreements, and here we are. This was one of the fastest moving partnerships I've ever seen. But when it makes sense, it makes sense. So Ecoflow is the industry leader in portable energy storage devices globally. We have been for the last 3 years. We've been entering the residential energy space in other markets, in other countries, making sure that it was perfect. Then we made it look really, really attractive, got proper UL listings for the US. And by the way, this is the only battery on the planet, the one that your team has the opportunity to give to your customers. And the key word there is give. You're not charging for this thing. The only battery on the planet that's certified for 9540B. Any electricians in the room know how incredibly difficult it is to get that certification. We are level 4 certified. Most battery companies, when they go to take this test, if they pass it, will stop at level 2. We've gone through all 4 stages. This is the safest battery on the planet. This is something you're going to have the opportunity to give to your energy customers. You're not charging them for this. They're getting energy security, the guaranteed lowest rates in that market, and a product that is absolutely bulletproof. It's nothing but a win-win-win. There are very few situations where everybody in a deal wins equally. The salesperson, the OEM, original equipment manufacturer, the utility, everybody wins, and the homeowner. Nobody gets out better in this deal. Everybody gets something of equal value, and that's what makes me excited. Then I met John, we start having conversations. I see this army that's behind us, thousands of people marching to the same goal, securing energy and value for their customers, stabilizing the grid, making electricity efficient and predictable. The one thing we have is a unstable grid market, but we do have utilities that overproduce electricity. They can't shut the plants down. So at 2 in the morning, when nobody's using power, they don't shut the plants off. That energy goes into the ether. We're going to collect that power in these batteries during the day. We're going to dispatch that power. So we're going to buy it when it's dirt cheap, and we're going to dispatch it when everybody actually needs it. No loss of power on the utility side. Homeowners aren't going to get hit with spikes in the morning, in the middle of the day. Less brownouts, less rolling blackouts, a more stable grid. With what you guys have built in this network of this thousands of people and energy advisors out there, we can actually fix something that the grid isn't going to do. They're not going to change the wires. They're not going to go and make the necessary upgrades. We can give that power to the utility during the day and during the peak times to make this a stable product with the existing, and let's be real, trash infrastructure that we have. The utility doesn't fix, they patch, they repair. So they'll just slap some duct tape on and call it a day. We have the ability to make what they've repaired last longer and be more stable in this energy market that we're in, where everybody's electrifying, everybody's getting EVs. We're crushing power more now than at any point in history, and it's only going to get worse. This is a way to make that power last and help stabilize what we're looking for the future.
Tony,
Those,
Tony, listen, I mean, everything you're saying right now makes sense, right? It's common sense. It's music to our ears as a network to really be the first one to the party, right? When you're the first one to any party and you take advantage of that, you're going to be in a good place. There's no doubt about it. Tony, now, when I lived in New Jersey, my wife and I, we had a big house. We had rooftop solar on our house and we liked it, right? It worked for us. It worked for us. I'm looking at this and making comparisons, right? And there's a lot of restrictions that come with rooftop solar and getting approved, right? It's not just the credit score, which we both have to have, but it's the offset, where the house is sitting, the trees, the condition of the roof, right? And the one thing I was thinking about, the differentiator, is none of that has to be done, right? This is and you're going to take us through how simple the installation of this product is to get up and running. But what I love most about it, Tony, it acts as a backup generator as well. Can you maybe elaborate on that a little bit?
absolutely. So you're right. I mean, solar works, wind works. I mean, these things all have their place. But when the grid's down, your solar doesn't work. Your wind has nowhere to, it doesn't work. You need a battery in the middle to make these systems effective when the power goes out. So the way that this system works is very simple. It's a battery. It's a safe battery. You connect it into your critical loads in your home. The homeowner is not going to have to do anything. The reality is the homeowner is not going to know that the grid is down. This is a UPS device, uninterruptible power supply. The transfer speeds are 10 milliseconds. The clock on your microwave is not going to flash. You will have no idea you're on battery or that your neighbors are without power. It's that quick. The installation is simple. We're just putting a couple of batteries outside, a transfer switch, and we're going to relocate the most important circuits for that homeowner to get through an emergency onto that smart panel. Your homeowners will not have to do a thing. They won't have to touch a button. They won't have to. There's just nothing. It just works. Not gonna have to run out there with a gas can and fill up the generator at 3 in the morning. During the
Tony,
day, yeah, good.
no, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry.
That's it. During the day, when there's no inclement weather coming, this grid stable, we're going to be dispatching those batteries for Think and Energy Well to help stabilize and shore up the grid. When there's inclement weather coming or there's a power outage, we stop that discharge immediately, and all that power in those batteries is dedicated to homeowners. So they're always going to have a backup supply of power for an extended period of times. It's not a 5 minute battery. This is going to last hours to days, depending on how it's set up.
Oh,
Installation is very easy. Permitting, everybody's going to get one. They're going outside. You don't have to worry about any of these crazy restrictions. You don't have to worry about chopping trees, shade, whatever they're. It just put it on the back of the house, on the side of the house. They're really attractive looking, so you don't mind seeing them either. It looks really cool. So you
Tony,
just go in peace.
as part of our conversation the other day, I don't know if you're on the phone with Lynette and Milton with myself or Kirk or Julius, but I asked you how many batteries do you have installed, and I think you said somewhere around 49,000. Am I accurate by saying that, Tony?
Yep.
Worldwide?
Yeah, we're in that
And
ballpark.
and you said something that really hit me. I said, how many recalls did you have? And you told me, you said, John, five, not 500, not 5,000, not 55, but you said five in total out of
Yes.
49,000.
Yeah, that's
You know,
one clarification. Not a recall. RMA. It's actually batteries replaced. We've had zero recalls on this battery. Five replacements.
Tony, what separates your battery, you being an expert for 20 years in the industry, what I can hear the passion in your voice when you're talking about this. Can you tell us in layman's terms what separates Ecoflow from Tesla, all the other competitors that are trying to grab a market share?
So we all know what cheap feels like. It's when you go to touch something of quality, you know it. You just put your hands on it. You understand. All right, this is something that where they didn't cut corners. When you don't cut corners, you have a very resilient, reliable product. There are many options, and in any space, whether it's batteries, cars, clothing, where you can go buy the cheapest thing possible. It might do what you want, but it's not going to last. When you take the effort to design and build something that's aesthetically pleasing, mechanically built to last 30 years, this is not a 15-year product. This is going to last longer than most of your roofs in your houses. This is going to be 30 years plus of reliable power coming out of these batteries. It's just something that feels right. So when I went and saw the EcoFlow product, the Ocean Pro line, which you guys are going to be offering to your customers, it looked like nothing I've ever seen. If a battery could be sexy, this is a sexy battery. But when you start looking and feeling at the internals, at the wire, even the wires, you open this thing up, you touch a wire, like, wow, this is a very, very robust wire. You open up competitors' products and you're like, yeah, this is chintzy. You just know when something's going to last and something's built right. I've seen some really janky products in this industry. This is the creme de la creme. If some batteries are being compared to Rolls Royces, this is a Bugatti. It's just the best available out there.
Tony, I know the question was posed to you the other day on one of our conference calls. We had many of them, and I really appreciate you being here as an advocate for both companies, knowing where this is going. Right, this is inevitable. This is going to happen. Right, it's a necessity for the welfare of our country moving forward because the bottom line is there's not enough generation. There will not ever be enough generation. And to me, this is the answer, right? For somebody to have a virtual power plant, probably 99% of the people in this country do not even know what that stands for, but I can guarantee you in 3 years, everybody will know. So it's almost getting like a whisper in your ear of a stock that's going to go through the roof, right? So what I want to
Absolutely.
do, Tony, what I want to do now, I want to open it up to my Mojo Call colleagues, Mr. Milton Burt Jr., Julius Weems, Lynette Roberts, and Kirk Coran. I'm sure
Hey,
they're getting some texts with some questions. So I want to
hey,
open it up. Yeah.
hey, Tony, how you doing, Julius?
Good, what's going on, Jules?
Look, man, you know, we're solving a massive problem, but can you share a little bit about the uniqueness of the relationship with Think? Because I know most people understand, the power of the battery, but the uniqueness of the relationship and the virtual power plant and how that connects with the battery and why our relationship is so unique in the marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. So most of these, when you see a battery or a VPP program with the utility, it's isolated to just one area. People spend months developing a software, and it's going to be for ERCOT here only, or ComEd here only. What we're doing with Think is we're co-developing the VPP software. We're currently going through the integrations right now and the API integration. When we have our software ready between both companies, we're going to be good in Texas, Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Illinois. We're going to be able to open up markets very quickly because this was done as a true partnership, not team A working on their part, team B doing their portion of it, and hopefully it works out when we're both done. This is being co-developed as one unified product. So when we start rolling Think markets, everybody's going to be ready to run. They turn it on Monday. You guys are selling Monday. You don't have to wait till Tuesday. Your customers can get turned on Monday. You don't have to wait for something else to be done or for a software patch for that region. This is something that the industry doesn't do. It's very isolating, and it's very to that one specific program. We don't care about the program because we are the program.
Wow, that and when Michael said that in Dallas, I don't think people got that, but the power of this relationship is enormous. And so the other question I had was that a lot of people we're looking at a lot with the demand on energy with AI and other things, but you've been in the industry, you've kind of watched this evolution where the grid is so far behind. I mean, how early are we to this game? Like the battery side, we know our products here at Think, but how early are we to this game before we have mass adoption?
The battery number right now, we're about 2% saturation nationally. This
Wow.
is the beginning of the beginning. This is like solar 12, 13 years ago. The very beginning of what's going to happen. And once this thing starts to ramp, we are off to the races. Like there is no slowing down. This is tens of thousands of systems going in a month. And
Well,
you all know how your pay works. When you when you're offering somebody something of this quality and value, everybody on this call is going to be really, really happy.
and thank you for that, and I appreciate you. One last question. So for the potential installer, right? The company that has been doing home improvement, the electrician, the solar rooftop company that's coming to kind of here, right? And and can you share a little bit about helping them understand the scale of being a part of this, why this is so important for them, if they're considering this, if they're looking at this, why this an interesting point in their business to be able to step into this space.
Yeah. So, it's like being an electrician is like any other company, right? You have to go find your customers, hope they call you, or it's a referral. When this is going to be a little different, we're going to start assigning here, and we'll assign you all because we know where this is going. And I've heard the stories, I've seen the reports that everybody on this call is an absolute beast. This is not going to be a walk, crawl, run. This is going to be a absolute sprint. Open, everybody's off to the races. The more that they can install, the more we're going to assign to them. This is not $100 installation. These electricians are going to be paid anywhere between 2,500 and 3,500 per battery install. They could do two jobs a day. So if you have a couple of crews rolling, the math is easy. You can go put in a ceiling fan and make $100. Spend an hour and a half round trip and putting the fan up, or you can spend 4 hours on one site and make $2,000, $3,000. 4 to 5,000 a day. This is going to be an absolute cost benefit analysis for every electrician. We're going to be struggling to find electricians to actually put the ceiling fans up. Once this thing gets out and everybody that in your networks that you connected, they're not going to, why would they go put a ceiling fan in? They're going to be, or go swap out a couple of breakers. I can go put this thing and rinse and repeat, dial in my process and be way more efficient and effective dropping 2 batteries a day than I can be doing the equivalent of 10 ceiling fans. The math doesn't make sense. This is a financial windfall for electricians. Every partner that this program is going to touch is going to be in a better position than they were. Again, it's not one of those win-win-win all the way around.
Tony, look, Tony, I can talk to you all day. I'm going to hand it back to my partners because I'm excited to work with you, man. Great call the other day, and I'll be in touch with you.
Appreciate you. Anytime.
Good morning, Tony. Kirk Haran. Listen, the 2 questions I'm getting, and you may or may not be able to want to tell right now, but the first one is a big one that you kind of segued into. People are asking if you're going to be able to keep up with the volume we're going to bring in. That's the first question. And then the second question is, obviously with Michael, we're in the energy space, so we're going to focus on the markets where we're selling energy first. But the other question is about, are these batteries going to go into states that are not deregulated? So those are two big questions I keep getting.
Yeah. And keeping up, if you guys can hit a point where we can't keep up, that would absolutely make my day. So we have the ability to produce about 40,000 batteries a month. So
a month. Hold on a minute, Tony. A month. If this group right here put a ticket on your desk for 40,000 customers, you could fulfill it in a month?
Yeah, if you dropped a single PO for 40,000 systems, it would take about 6 weeks. A month to build it, a couple weeks to ship it. So we want that problem. We would love to see it.
See, what I love about it too, Tone, is it's not, you don't have to. I remember I got my rooftop solar and the contractor delayed me and we had to wait 7 months, right? You're talking something like this. It's a 3.5 hour install and you're up and running once you get your permitting done.
Yeah, so this install can be done a couple of different ways. So the fastest way is if there's, and I hate to get real nerdy on you guys, but if we have a meter caller option as well. So these installs can be done sub 2 hours without ever entering the home. So there are multiple options on the installation depending on what jurisdiction you're in. So if the meter caller is an option, we can roll up, slap this thing on the outside, anchor it down, turn it on without ever going into the house. From unpacking your tools to roll it out the driveway, you're sub 2 hours. So this is just another way to do the mass deployments.
And then on the expansion into markets outside of the deregulated states.
Yeah, so the dereg states, that's a Think Energy, how they're going to do it. We've had conversations to expand to every state. It's just how it's going to happen. Right now, it's Texas is number 1, obviously. Then either Jersey or Illinois will be 2 or 3. Each swap either one of those.
And Tony, I believe, and this is how we're going to get the business ramped up, right? It's all through relationships, number 1. But nobody could get on the list for a battery unless they're a Think customer, right? If you're
Absolutely.
in Texas, you want to sign yourself up or get as many customers as you can and let them know what's coming, number 1. If you're in the autosave states, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, everywhere, you want to get as many customers signed up in anticipation to say you're going to be first to go, right? And that's a blessing within itself.
Absolutely. You have to be a Think customer to qualify for the battery. So, there's no reason to wait. Get everybody signed up, first in, first out. So we're going to be as democratic as possible when this program starts. As whoever was in there first, your OG customers, the day ones, those are the ones that if you ask us to, we'll be the first ones to get the product.
Milton, you on? You got any questions for Tony? I know you were on Zoom with Tony the other day with us.
Well, first and foremost, I want to definitely thank Tony for coming on here and definitely answering a lot of our questions. And, you know, I got a chance to talk with Tony, with you and Lynette. So I pretty much got all my questions answered. I'm very excited. Definitely want to thank all of you and all other co-hosts, Julius, Lynette, yourself, Big John, Kirk, the Kennys, everyone. You know, don't want to leave anyone out. But I'm good. I mean, I'll pass it on to Lynette, but I have all my questions answered. So I just thank you all. And I'm just listening and taking everything in. But thank you.
All right, Milton. Thank you, brother. Lynette, are you available? I know you had to run your mom to the doctors.
You know what? I thank God for my chart because her appointment's at 2 p.m. That lady would have had me at the doctor's office at 8.
So, Lynette, I know you've been plugging into this. Now,
yes,
you've been thinking like way ahead. You're bringing in contractors all over the state.
yes.
You see the opportunity, and when that switch goes on, you plan on having 10,000 batteries in your business within 3 months.
That is correct. You know, Big John, that is absolutely correct. We spoke with a few different contractors here as well as electricians. They're super excited. One of them, he actually sent over 160 electricians. And then you think about the fact that there is another group that's in my organization, and she has about 200 to 400 electricians. And so it's just an exciting time. And we're looking forward to the beta testing. I wanted to ask Tony a couple of questions. Tony, as far as this battery go, competition-wise, right? What do you think that we have for competition? Because a lot of people, when I was asking or explaining this, that's what they asked me. You know, what do we have for competition? But the first question they asked me was, what is a virtual power plant? So, every time I say those words to either a solar person or either, you know, an electrician, and I say, have you heard of a virtual power plant? They're like, no. And what is a virtual power plant? How do you explain it in simple terms to an electrician or anyone that's just, you know, that's a solar person? What is your explanation?
Yeah, it's a virtual power plant. Sorry, my dog decided she wants to dance now. A virtual power plant is a connected network of batteries that can be deployed for one goal on the same grid. It's typically to stabilize the grid.
And then the competition side.
With a direct comparison to this program, there isn't. I mean, every other traditional virtual power plant, there are fees associated with it that are collected usually through the incentives that the homeowner would have normally received. The OEMs takes a percentage. They wet their beak a little bit on what the homeowner should be getting. With this program, there's nothing to collect. The homeowner doesn't pay a penny. They don't lose anything. They're not getting their incentives chopped down by somebody else. They're getting a really low power rate and backup security for free. So this is a really different way of doing a virtual power plant compared to in any other large scale utility programs that you go look at. There's always somebody losing out a little more than they should in those programs, whether it's a homeowner and a manufacturer, even the state. Some of these programs are so lucrative that the state gives up more money than they should because they need the power back. It's cheaper to give that power up front than it is to turn on a peaker plant and pay $1,000 a kilowatt for 3 hours a day during the summer. So this is where our program is very different than everybody else's.
Tony, it's Kirk again. The question that was asked. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were. My bad.
Man,
Go ahead, girl. I won't do that to you.
I'm kidding with you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, this is Texas related, so this will relate to what you have going on. So in the state of Texas, you know, is the TDU have to be involved in this, or is it you know, just the homeowner hiring an electrician to install it? Bottom line is, does the delivery company have to be involved in this?
Nope. So the way these are going to work is your customers sign up with you. They check the box. I want to be in the battery program. Then on the back end, we will set up a delivery time for the product, schedule the install. You don't have to worry about any other thing outside of permitting. That's all done on the back end. So there's no interaction between the homeowner, the contractor, other than saying hi and having a glass of lemonade after it's done. They don't have to do anything.
In the state
And
of
then,
Texas, go ahead, Kurt.
yeah, go ahead. No,
No,
this was just a follow up to that. The electricians, are they gonna, it's probably gonna be based state by state, but are they gonna have to be certified electricians or any contractor? Is there gonna be criteria for that?
There is. So they need to be certified electricians and certified on our program as well. So how do if it's
Okay.
like think of it as an Ecoflow 101, you can go get certified now. So if you have contractors, electricians that are currently installing solar and batteries in your area, I encourage them to get certified now. And our certification is good countrywide. So they don't have to repeat it when we open up other markets. If they get certified to install in Texas, they can install in Jersey, PA, and Illinois next without having to get recertified.
How are they gonna get the access to the certification?
It's a two-part process. So on our website, they're going to go to the very bottom. It's ecoflow.com. Nothing crazy there. Become a partner at the bottom of the page. Select home storage as the option. Any other option selected other than that is going to send you to some other department, and you're going to have to do it again. So home storage is the key. Select that tab. Basic company information. In about 24 to 48 hours, you should get it, the access to the training courses themselves. It is not difficult. Any
That
electrician
was a
will
more
pass this in
important
15
question than I
minutes.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty important piece of information. And
Mhm.
the other question I had, and Lynette, it's all yours, um, is there a cap on how much energy is stored in these batteries? And what's the biggest storage battery we can offer?
So all the batteries, the independent batteries are the same. They're 10 kilowatt hour batteries. A standard offering is two batteries, so 20 kilowatt hours of storage. If it's a 400, 600 amp service, these systems are going to be 2 or 3x. So you have to have one controller per main panel in the house. So 600 amp home is going to have 6 batteries on site at a minimum. 200 amp house is going to have 2. That's going to be kind of the math on this thing.
Hey, Tony, for
And
everybody on the Zoom, Tony, what is the total all-in cost for somebody? And it's not going to be cost because remember, we're free. But if somebody was to pay for this whole system, soup to nuts, what would that value be, Tone, for one battery system?
yeah, so for a one battery system installed, you're looking at somewhere around $22,000. For the 2 battery package that you guys are getting, it's going to be closer to 30. That's labor, permitting, the actual product. This is not a inexpensive product. So, and you
Wow.
guys are just giving every one of your partners that sign up with you $30,000 to put in the house. It's
Hmm.
crazy. There are lower, very inexpensive batteries in the marketplace that wouldn't do this. We are not that battery. We are one of the more expensive batteries in the market, and this partnership just makes sense. So we're willing to do this.
Tony, can you get into a little bit of detail before we're going to close out this call in about 5 minutes or so? And tell us about your company, how aggressive they are. What do you have on staff? I know you're building another big production plant in Dallas, Texas, which is going to be the main shipping point for the US and probably have to build out, outside of Dallas, maybe up in the Northeast because your company is that aggressive. Can you tell us a little bit about EcoFlow?
Yeah, so this company is in the battery world. I mean, it's not Duracell Energizer that's been around forever. We've only been around for about 12 years. Started building batteries literally one by one in his college dorm. As our founder kind of figured out that he built a better mousetrap, he took his first investment and still built and got the first lines running. In 4 years, we went from non-existent to the #1 portable battery brand on the planet. And you can walk into any Costco, Walmart, Best Buy, and Amazon, and you'll see our portable products. We are a trusted brand that is in every major retailer. We do about $1.5 billion in top line sales on the portable side alone. So this is not a small company. It's in a very, very large, and our customer base is loyal and ravenous. We have 5 million active users every month over month. So we know how to cater to our customers, who, by the way, are going to become your customers. So this is when we say this partnership runs deep, it's not just sell a battery and get out of here. Our partners, our customers are actively being targeted and marketed to become Think Energy customers as well. So this is a true partnership on both sides. But our mandate is to be number one in the home residential space. We don't want to be number 3 or 4 or 5. That's not who we are. In a very short order, we need to be number one. That includes leapfrogging industry names: SolarEdge, Enphase, Tesla, Franklin. The name is nothing. We have a better product. We have a better army. This is where we need to be in 3 years or less, is number one US. We are every market that we go to, we are number one. We're not going to stay where we are for very long.
Tone, how many engineers in your company?
1,500 engineers. It's crazy.
How many?
1,500 engineers. That's aside from everybody else that works for us. So it's a crazy number of people that's only job is to make this a little bit better today than it was yesterday.
I remember speaking with you, Tony, on a Zoom, and I believe we were on, me and Julius, or it was me and Kirk, and you said the one thing I could tell you about the corporate team at Ecoflow is they will not settle for being second. That's first loser. And with that mindset and the combination of Michael Falquist, who's a genius within himself, man, I think we're on a rocket ship going for the ride of our lifetime. That's my personal opinion, Tony. But over to you, Kirk.
Yeah, in closing, Tony, deliver the message. Let's start with the people in Texas and the people with contacts in Texas. Deliver a message to them that on the urgency of what they need to be doing now, in anticipation of March 1st.
Absolutely. So everybody that you were thinking of getting signed up on the Think platform, stop thinking and do it. Everybody has to be a Think customer to qualify for this program. Anyone that you know that's an electrician or a certified installer of other if they have an install company doing solar or other batteries, get them certified on the Ecoflow product. The faster these can get installed, the faster it's going to hit your paychecks. Don't wait to build your network up till March 1st. It's too late. You want to have everything in place by the end of January. Everybody's certified. If they can go out and sell their own jobs independent of this program, get some installs under their belt, speed of deployment is everything. So if you go out and sell 10,000 systems to your customers, give 10,000 systems to your customers, what good is it if they can't get installed? So make sure that you're building up your install network. So when we start tagging installers in those regions, you're gonna send me a list of the 100 you have signed up that are certified. Here you go. These are Kirk's installers. Let's get Kirk installed immediately. No waiting. They're not going to wait for us. We're going to be waiting for installers. So start running.
Love it. That's powerful. Thank you,
Tony.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead, Lynette.
Getting a double feedback.
Can't hear you, Lynette. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Now you're perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So you said you sold about 45,000 batteries?
Systems in other countries. Yeah.
Throughout the countries.
Yeah.
So if someone has a battery that's yours and they're not a Think Energy customer, but we make them a Think customer, is there something else that needs to be done for them once March 1st comes?
So if they're currently an Ecoflow customer, but not a Think customer, we're going to sign them up on Think, and we're working through that portion of it now on how to add somebody retroactive to the program that didn't start off with the install. But it's just going to be a software patch, so it won't be something crazy difficult to do. We're going to get to that portion of the integration. But everybody is a eligible target. If they have a battery, they want to be with Think, we can put them together.
Got it.
Hey, Tone, one last question before we close out the Zoom. We all give nuggets. I appreciate everyone hanging on a little bit longer than usual. Tony, the marriage with Think Energy and Think Energy's technology, where we could actually sell the cheaper power from somebody's virtual power plant, their home, back to the grid. And I know a lot has to do with the technology that Think possesses. That even separates us a little bit further from anybody else trying to duplicate us in the industry, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, collecting power is not new. It's what you do with it. So the way that Think is arbitraging for homeowners and the grid simultaneously is not the way it's been traditionally done. So the reason why I think this program that we've been developing is going to be here for the long haul. This isn't going to end in 5 years. As this expands from town to town and region to region, it's just going to keep just exponential growth. So there's this is exciting. It's a great time to be a part of this industry and part of these two companies.
Well, hey, listen, Tone, whenever there's major tragedies or problems that we're looking forward at, like the demand, right? That's not there. The supply is not there. The demand is coming in full force, and we are an answer, right? We are an answer for the industry, and that excites me more than anything. So, Tony, I want to speak for everybody in this company, everybody on this Zoom, and thank you for all you do and really coming together with us with the common goal to just take it over, man. We're just gonna take it over. We're gonna take it by storm. And anybody that doesn't run with this, I kind of feel sorry for because they're gonna live with regret. We're sitting on a monster of all monsters. We're all blessed and proud to be here. So I want to thank you, Tony. And we're gonna close out like we normally do. We get a nugget from all our co-hosts. I'm gonna start with Julius Weems. Brother Julius, can you give us a nugget? You gotta unmute, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I the biggest thing is timing, and Tony, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And last night we had a call, and I just talked about, this is one of those moments where we don't have to wonder if we got the right partner. We don't have to wonder. Ecoflow is going to do what Ecoflow does. They want to take over the world in this space. We already know Think Energy is putting products in place that are going to run our company to the top of this industry. So you put those two things together, and then you have a behemoth of an opportunity. It's just about what you're going to do with it. To all of our guests on today, I just want you to know that you may not know who we are, you may not understand everything, but you understand one thing. Because if you're an electrician, HVAC, roofing company, solar company, you understand if a home can store energy and we can use that energy and be able to leverage it, that is going to be opportunity. If you can do that install with a quality product, it's going to build value for your business and your partnership with us. So my nugget is this, is that step in the ring with us, because right now that there's certain times in history that may never come again. And I think right now we're at the beginning of something that is going to scale and grow in ways that we never imagined. So thank you. Thank you to all the guests that are on too. I want to thank you for stepping in to hear from Tony. Tony, thank you. And I'm looking forward to working with Ecoflow.
Thank you, Julius. Kirk Coran, how about a nugget, brother?
Well, first off, thank you, Tony. I want to apologize ahead of time. Your email is probably going to be bombarded and your company's going to be overwhelmed with messages because we're extremely excited about this partnership. And my message to everyone on here, first off, Julius, please make sure you get this recording onto the team page ASAP because I'm already getting pounded. But my message is the same message we've been talking about since we started this call. Is it's about first movers advantage. And Julius is the first person that coined the term, but I'm going to say it now, is this is our Amazon or Microsoft moment. When you're in at the beginning of something that is a solution for the biggest problem in our country and the world for that matter, you're in the right place at the right time with the right people. What are you going to do with it? What's your goal? Where are you going with this? So it's go time, and I can't even tell you how excited I am. Thank you.
Kirk, thank you for that. I appreciate you. Over to the general, Milton Burt Jr. Can we have a nugget from you, Milton?
Hey, my nugget would be to everyone to go out and execute. Go out and execute. Don't, again, waste any time. We're going into a new year, and it's just time. It's time to go ahead and get in motion now so that you don't have to worry about January 1st coming. You'll be already in motion. Again, thank you, Tony, for your leadership, for answering everyone's question. And it's just time to really execute and take advantage of us being first. And again, like Kirk said, having first movers advantage. So thank you all. I appreciate you.
Hey, Milton, thank you, brother. Over to you, Lynette, a nugget before I close it out.
2 of them. I am not Julius. I'm the better looking part. So that's one. The first thing I would like to say is, some things that you need to manifest. And Michael Falquist had this vision. And now you need to start manifesting your dreams, and you need to go out and sit down, put your vision board together for 2026. If you haven't done a vision board in a while, you may need to do that, because this can take you to every single dream that you can imagine and more. So with that being said, I want to tell people, you know what, just, put your dreams in front of you. Understand that they're reachable, and it's going to be through this battery and think energy and the programs that we have and what we have set up. Speak to every electrician that you know, every homeowner that you know, and let them know what's coming down the pipeline. That's all I have.
Lynette, thank you. We appreciate you. You're a rock star, and you're going to be really bringing this thing home in Illinois and Texas and wherever else you're going after. Here's my nugget. It's kind of simple. It's even boring. I give boring nuggets. It's about this. It's about names, endless names. I doodle a lot. I doodle a real lot. It's about names, adding more names till you run out of paper. Then you go to another book and you write more names. See, without the names, you don't have any inventory. Without the names written down, you're treating it like a hobby. If we all master the basics, right? Write the names, chunk those names out, ask people if they're open to an extremely lucrative, life-changing opportunity. Don't explain it. Get them on the Zooms that the company has given us every 2 hours and start loading the funnel. What we lack in skills, we will always make up for in numbers. The only ones we are all competing against is ourselves. Well, I'm not competing against anybody. I'm competing against me. I'm competing to make myself better in order to lead a bigger team. So when you get off the Zoom, we all know what we're involved with. You cannot unknow what we know. So that means you're exposed. So if you're exposed that like we all know, you got to go out and win. You got to go out and separate yourself. You got to go out and challenge yourself. You got to be the best version of you if you want to win. And let me tell you what winning gets you in this opportunity. It gets you financial freedom. It gets you time freedom. It gets you to leave a legacy for your kids, your grandkids, your elderly parents, helping them out. We have the answer. You just got to want it bad enough. Tony, I want to thank you, brother. We truly appreciate you. We're looking forward to taking this to a level that's never, ever been seen before, and we will. It's just a matter of how many people we're going to bring along with us. So, Julius, can you give us some music to close us out?
When we think energy, and we Ecoflow, VPP in charge, for life, we ready. Y'all gon' learn today. Came here to set it straight. If you came here to win, make a way. Hey, this ain't for the faint. We running laps and y'all running late. We set the pace. The present is a gift. The future's what we create.
Have a great week, everybody. Let's go.
Never take it away. Like Serena in the fourth quarter, going back to back like the Golden State.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Like, hold on, wait. I'ma give it to you straight. This is what happened when we think energy, and we Ecoflow. We in charge.